Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're having a great weekend. You're staying healthy and positive. Welcome to this IELTS speaking class, specifically IELTS speaking part 3, the last and final part of the speaking section of your exam. Welcome Neetu, Jyoti, Shreyansh, Hikmatillo. Good to see many students in the class. Welcome Emre to the class as well. I do see that you sent an email, which is fantastic. We'll get to that shortly. Good to have all of you here with me today. Now, in this speaking part 3, we are focusing on the specific topic of abilities, as in skills and goals. We just finished our speaking part 2 class 30 minutes ago. That speaking part 2, that cue card, was concentrating on a new skill to learn. And speaking part 3 is connected to speaking part 2. So when you are in your exam and you finish your mini speech for speaking part 2, the examiner will say, all right, your time is up. Please put the note paper, the pen to the side. We will now continue with speaking part 3. For this part, I will ask you some more questions related to the topic of part 2, and that's what they will do. So that's why we are focusing on abilities and goals in this class. It's connected to the topic of learning a new skill. This lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com as well as gieltshelp.com. For lots more IELTS learning, definitely visit us on our websites. We're going to use these today for our learning. This is our academic IELTS website here at aehelp.com. Click that big red button to join our premium IELTS package. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. So it is well worth it. We are an official British Council test center, and I'm a certified British Council agent. So you are in very good hands with us. And you can use this discount code, CARS 20. We kind of have this car theme going this week in our live classes. In fact, in part 2, we talked about the new skill of driving. So learning to drive, getting a driver's license. So use the code CARS 20 and you will get a 20% discount on the cost of our premium package. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. So you only have to pay once, and it is forever. Forever. So it's good. It's worth it. All right. And General IELTS looks like this, gieltshelp.com. It's the green background again. All you really need to do is just click this big red button there, and you are good to go. Practice exams, interactive courses, app for your phone, lots more. Doesn't cost a lot of money. We give it cheap so that we can help many students. We want to help lots of students. We're not all about making a lot of money off one student. All right, so again, use the code CARS20 for that 20% discount. For the apps, visit your app store, iOS or Android, and get the apps Academic IELTS Help or General IELTS Help. The apps will link to the websites, and you can also get or join Instagram as well, IELTS_AHelp, GIELTS Help. If you have questions about IELTS speaking or about the IELTS exam, send me an email. If you don't get the answer in the class, you can also ask me in this class, of course. This is my email right here. It's adrian@aehelp.com. All right. Eugen, thanks for all those emojis, brightening up our weekends. Hello to you as well. Amanda, I'm happy to have you in the live stream also. Angel, Jian, lots of people feel pressure to take the IELTS exam. You're not alone. It's common. It's okay. I'm here to help you, and it's a great way to build confidence and have less stress. Students, this IELTS Speaking Part 3 class is the final one for this week. After that, we have no class until the 9th. On the 9th, we will have another speaking Part 1 class for everybody, and then we've got class on the 10th and the 11th, so mark that in your calendar, okay? And for lots of practice when I'm not here in a live class, just make sure to subscribe to our channel, click the bell button, subscribe to the channel, follow all of our news and all of our latest videos and video releases. We have a great video that's up on our channel right now with a candidate from Madhya Pradesh. Check that out. There is the link for that video. And we also have speaking later in June on our on the platform Light Hall. So check out Light Hall. It's a new platform for live teaching, live learning. So check that out. Here are the dates for those free speaking classes. Make sure to join those as well. All right, so speaking part 3, let's get into it. Let's talk about life skills, okay? So speaking part 3 connected to speaking part 2. And when you do your notes, when you take your notes for speaking part 2, you definitely want to remember your notes from part 2 for part 3. So what I mean is for part 2, we ended up talking about learning to drive, okay? So part 2, driving or learning to drive. Driver's license. And it's a skill to save time. It's more convenient. Get to school, work faster. Right. So we had a good part 2, and we had some volunteers who gave their response and also spoke a little bit. So you want to remember those other ideas, and this is another reason why for part 2 you want to think of more than just one idea before you choose your answer for part 2, because those other answers actually do become very useful for part 3. So what were some of the other answers for part 2? Like, what did Ghazi talk about when we spoke to him in Eastern Canada? Or what did Zhao talk about when I spoke to him in Portugal last class? So what were their choices for that new skill that they would like to learn? And we had some good recommendations by Rashid and Amrika and Rashika about different kinds of skills. What were those? And this is where you want to remember that, and you'll see why, because for speaking part 3, those are going to be very useful for your answers. So Zukshanur Yudgrov says first aid. Yeah, absolutely. So Ghazi spoke about first aid. Ali Mamadov says public speaking. Yeah, public speaking. Very nice. That's what Zhao in Portugal spoke about. Absolutely. Okay. Akashdeep, yeah, Amrit mentioned cooking skills. Very nice, yeah, cooking. Chayan Kip, parenting is a good one, but it's a tricky one. Careful. Tough to talk about that one. It's very broad. Being thrifty is a tricky one as well. Divi, very nice. Divi says computer skills, coding skills. Okay. Careful with really broad skills like parenting or discipline. Those are challenging to talk about. Even communication skills is quite broad. It's better to be a bit more specific. Fateh says gaming skills. What do you mean? computer games, board games, strategy games, playing chess, very broad as well, okay? So careful with broad skills. Try to narrow and focus. They can be tough to talk about, okay? We'll get into that. All right, speaking part 3, you get some specific questions and you get follow-up questions based on the topic of part 2. So let's get into it. We'll do 1 or 2 questions just by typing our answers into the chat. And then very shortly, I will ask for volunteers and I will talk to you and everybody will be able to hear this conversation. I will give you a band score estimate and how to improve. We'll even do a little bit of practice. But for now, let's start by giving answers to these questions via typing, okay? So first question here, what are some skills that parents should teach their children to be successful in life? Okay. So give me a nice full sentence answer. Now, when you are thinking about the answers, think about, if I ask 10 parents, 10, 20 different mums and dads, what kind of a skill does your child need to be successful in life? What do you think they might say? Amra says there are many vital abilities that parents ought to pass on to their offspring so they can attain success in their lives, such as interpersonal skills, leadership, and time management. Having these kinds of skills leads to high-paying jobs and great careers. My mom still gives me hints telling me to keep pushing forward, notwithstanding any challenges. Good. Okay, Amra, nice. I like your answer. I like your explanation. You're using very good grammar, very good vocabulary. Try to be tangible, Amra. So give a real life example. So for many years, my mom told me to keep my room clean, and I learned this, and now I am in a management position at a finance company using similar skills, right? So try to be very real world with an example. All right, education notes. I'm looking at the chat for this. So when you see me look down, I'm looking at what our students are saying. Education note says, well, both parents and tutors have a responsibility to inoculate some important skills in children. If I'm talking about parents, they should give lessons to their children about money management. Why? Okay. All right. So there are numerous skills that parents must pass on to their kids, such as reading, writing, math, and patience. All of these will help their children to be more successful in life, not only in their careers, but also in personal affairs. My father always emphasized the importance of understanding interest rates. So I was able to buy a home with a very good mortgage, having this knowledge. All right. So there's my answer. Just quickly typed it up. I'm working on these answers just like you, and as you noticed, I'm thinking about an answer, an explanation, and just a smooth example. Try this with me, everyone. So here's my answer. Okay. Repeat after me. There are numerous skills that parents must pass on to their kids. Try it. There are numerous skills that parents must pass on to their kids. It's just reading, writing, math, and patience. All of these will help their children to be more successful in life, not only in their careers, but also in personal affairs. My father always emphasized the importance of understanding interest rates. So I was able to buy a home with a very good mortgage having this knowledge. Okay. Interest rates are the amount of money gained or owed on a certain loan. And mortgage is a big one, obviously. That's the home loan, a special kind of loan. I'm also teaching you vocabulary. So if the collocation interest rates is new for you, make sure to write it down. If the word mortgage is new for you, make sure to write it down. Learn it. Learn these words in the class, okay? So the explanation is here, and the example is here. Okay, so answer, explanation, example. My example is smooth, no for example, no for instance. And the example has to do with math, right? So learning math. Or if you said money management in your answer, then that's good too, okay? Mehmed says there are several skills. However, the vital one is time management. Actually, I have had lack of this skill, but I learned it by books, and I'm thinking things that I lost due to lack of saving time. Mehmed, you're not answering the question. I'm asking you what your parents should pass on or your parents should teach. Okay, that's a critical part of this question. And notice how I have this paraphrased here in my answer, pass on to. Pass on to, of course, is another way to say teach. Okay, your answer must include specifically the concept of the question. All right, so if the question is parents should teach their children, don't start talking about what your tutors teach you or what YouTube teaches you, because that's not the right answer. If you give a wrong answer, even if you have great English, you're not getting a good score. You're going to get a band 6. Okay, maybe a band 6.5, but you're certainly not getting a higher score if you're talking about learning from YouTube, unless YouTube has become mom and dad these days. I'm not sure. I hope not. Am I mom and dad? No, just kidding. So you have to focus on the question. If it's parents must pass on to their children. Okay. And yeah, sure, schools teach reading and writing, but so do parents. Okay. All right. So focus on those. And it doesn't have to be complicated. You can use simple words, just have the same concept. Okay. All right, so here we go. What skills should schools teach to students to guarantee success in life? Okay, so what skills should schools teach? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this question. Okay. So one was parents, now it's schools. Okay. I'll give an answer, and then while I see the answers coming in the chat, I'll also look at those as well. All right, so, well, schools should build on the skills that parents establish, like reading and writing. And they should also teach other critical knowledge, such as biology, physics, chemistry, art, drama, and history in order to give a broad understanding of the world to learners so that they can discover both their talents and their interests. Indeed, it was through learning social studies that I discovered my passion for teaching and psychology. All right, it's true. So there you go. Repeat after me. What skills should schools teach to students to guarantee their success in life? Well, schools should build on the skills that parents establish, like reading and writing, and they should also teach other critical knowledge, such as biology, physics, chemistry, art, drama, and history, in order to give a broad understanding of the world to learners, so that they can discover both their talents and their interests. Indeed, it was through learning social studies that I discovered my passion for teaching and psychology. Again, notice all of the answers, explanations, and examples included in my response. Now, of course, you'd want to say this nice and fluent, so I'm going to say this one more time. Try to repeat as much as possible. Don't pay attention to repeating each word so much. More importantly, pay attention to repeating the content, the answer, the explanation, the example. What skills should schools teach to students to guarantee their success in life? Well, schools should build on the skills that parents establish, like reading and writing, and they should also teach other critical knowledge such as biology, physics, chemistry, art, drama, and history in order to give a broad understanding of the world to learners so that they can discover both their talents and their interests. Indeed, it was through learning social studies that I discovered my passion for teaching and psychology. All right, we've got lots of answers in the chat. That's great. Let me pick out a few. Divi says, from my point of view, schools should teach their students about financial management, which they are lacking in. Everyone faces financial issues once or more in their lifetime, and schools could really help to navigate this challenge. Okay. When I got my first credit card, I was much smarter about using it because I understood the dangers of high interest rates that I learned in my economics class in grade 12. Include that kind of example, you'll definitely get a better band score. And yes, you can use personal examples in part 3 speaking. I'm 100% sure. Somebody who says that you cannot use a personal example in part 3 does not know what they're talking about, period. Okay. All right. Fateh says there are several skills that schools should teach to their students, such as financial management, which definitely is going to help in the future. As one of my teachers taught me about investments, and now my money is working for me. Fateh, don't just say my teacher taught me about financial management, but use a specific example like investing and now your money is working for you. Okay, although stock markets aren't doing all that great these days. Anahita says instructors and educators in primary education should instruct students to have optimal physical and psychological health. Students should also learn to deal with their problems. Okay, Anahita, I kind of get what you're saying or where you're going with this, but it's not 100% clear. You need to give me a bit more clarity, so a bit more specific explanation and examples. Okay. Tohir Jean says, well, schools should teach both physical and mental subjects. It can help students to succeed more in their life and discover their talent towards their future. Such as what, Tohir Jean? If you're like, well, Adrian, I don't want to give a personal example. I don't want to talk about myself. Then give a general example about, a person who has succeeded in life, or about a research study or a research paper or a documentary film. So give a non-personal example, but definitely include an example for many of your answers, as that will give clarity. Okay. All right. Okay. Good job so far, everyone. You're doing a great job. In fact, you're doing such a good job that I think it's time to switch to some live speaking. And again, on our websites, everyone, you can use this discount code CARS20 for a 20% discount. So make sure to do that. For the live speaking, you will need to navigate to our website, aehelp.com. Create an account if you don't have one yet. Let me show you. So this is our website here at aehelp.com. Okay, so again, the website is www.aehelp.com. There it is. Okay. Once you're on the website, you can click this big red button right there to join our premium package, or you can try it for free by clicking this green button that's just underneath the red button right behind my head. Okay, maybe scroll a little bit up like that. Okay, so that red and green button will get you into your My Student account. In your My Student account, you will find loads of goodies. By the way, it's a one-time payment for lifetime access. You don't have to pay every month. You pay once, you get the app, you get the website, you get all the practice exams, you get everything. Over 100 hours of learning. Some of the best materials in the world to prepare you for IELTS. And among those materials, you have this student partner speaking that we will use right now for free. Okay, you don't have to pay right now to use that. So student partner speaking, click on that. By the way, if you want to book an IELTS speaking interview with me to practice a full 30-minute interview with detailed feedback, and you get a recording of the interview, so we record the interview if you want, and then we send you the recording, you can click that yellow button there and do that later. Okay. So there you get to practice like a real IELTS speaking interview, a full interview, start to finish, part 1, 2, 3. Okay. For now, we're going to click on Student Partner Speaking, and we go into this page here, and right here, you see all of these people, and there you are, Anmal. I promised Anmal that she would get a chance if I were to see her there. So there's Anmal, and there's Amrit, Ghazi, Chayani, Van. That's great. Okay, so you'll see me as master, and you can send me a message with the blue envelope saying, I want to volunteer, I want to answer some speaking part 3 questions, and then we'll connect, we'll speak, I will ask you a question, you will give me an answer, I will give you a band score estimate, and I will give you some advice on what to do to improve your speaking section score for the IELTS, okay? Let me put on my ears so I can hear you better. Anmal, I see you volunteering. Let me reach out to you. And Anmal says, I am ready. Are you ready? Okay, I will always message you back just to make sure that you are there. All right. And I see I have 7, 8 people. Usually we have like 20, 30. So be brave, everyone. Join up. Okay. There's no mistakes. It's all about learning here.
Hello.
Hi, Anmal.
Hello, Adrian.
How are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for being so patient. I couldn't get to you in the last class, but you came back and here you are. That's fantastic.
It's okay. We have chance now.
Yeah. Anmal, where are you right now in the world?
I'm from India.
India's a big country. That's like me saying I'm from
Yes.
Canada.
I'm from Punjab,
From the Punjab
north part
region.
of India.
Yes, even Punjab is big, right? It's even Punjab is bigger than some countries. So,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
great. And you're having a good day, or you had a good day?
Yes, I had a good day and I'm like tired now.
Good. So time for sleep soon, right?
Yes, it's quite late here.
I know. I think you're 13 hours ahead of me, so you must be like around midnight or even later.
No, it's 8:30 here.
8:30. Okay, so you're okay. So you're 12 and a half hours ahead of me. Sorry, not
Yes,
that, not
yes.
that far. Okay, 12 and a half. It's not. You got a bit of time still. It's Saturday.
Yes.
All right. Okay, Anmal. Well, I'm happy that you volunteered. We'll get into these part 3 questions. Now, I know that you were in the part 2 class also, where we were talking about driving skills, right?
Yes, I was
Okay.
there.
So, Anmal, that one really good trick for the speaking section or strategy, it's not even a trick, is to make connections between the part 2 ideas and the part 3 questions, right?
Yes.
So you can try that if you want. So I'm going to start you with this first question. So what are some skills that parents should teach? And hey, remember how in part 2 we talked about my dad teaching me to drive?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you might want to use that and connect it when you give the answer, okay?
Yes.
Just a little tip, all right? Okay, so
Okay.
here we go, Anmal, all right? Let me start you off here. So, okay, that is the end of part 2. Now we will continue with part 3. Let's talk about life skills. What are some skills that parents should teach their children to be successful in life?
Like many skills are important, and since early childhood we adopt and learn many skills from our parents as we observe them. My parents taught me how to manage my time effectively, and they made sure I get in the habit of reading books daily, so it was worth it. It comes quite handy when it comes to learning something new right now, and also it helped me raise my grades and achieve good score during my university time. And for money management, my parents had this habit of giving me monthly allowance, and they taught me initially how to save up
What
money
skills
and use
should
it wisely.
schools teach to students to guarantee their success in life?
Okay, schools, along with some traditional subjects, schools should also incorporate teaching skills like interpersonal skills, making their students have a habit of public speaking, like having group events for social interaction, and working together in group. For my high school, they had a time allotted for library. That's 3 hours per week, and that's how I developed habit of reading books in library, and I still have that habit of reading novels and fiction.
How have the skills required for daily life changed since a generation ago?
uh, Generations ago, they like basic skills like cooking and practical skills were required more, but nowadays it's more of social skills which we focus more on, because in workplaces and also during our college and personal life, we require more of interpersonal skills, communication skills, and having a disciplined and structured routine in our life for us to achieve goals and have successful life.
All right, I'm going to stop you there, Anmol. That was good. So 3 questions, 3 good answers, Anmol. Anmol, I think that you would get a band 7.5 for those 3 responses, which is pretty good. 7.5. That's good English, going on to very good English, right? So 7 is good English, 8 is very good English, 7.5 is between good and very good. So you'd be 7.5 depending on the examiner, all right? Okay, let me tell you what you did really well, and then what you can do to improve. So I think your fluency is like a band 8.5. Your coherence is a band 7. And it's not because I don't understand you. I understand you, but you can give even better answers, okay? So a 7 coherence score is good. Okay, that literally means good coherence. If I translate it to the band score, it's good coherence. But you could be very good, and I'll tell you how in just a moment, okay? Pronunciation, 9. I understand you 100%. It's easy to understand you. So pronunciation's a 9. Pronunciation doesn't have to be native, okay, for people to get 9. Some people think you have to sound like a native speaker. That doesn't make sense, because in English, there's so many different kinds of native speakers. And in fact, India's official second language is English. So the Indian accent technically is not a foreign accent to English, but it's one of the native accents of English, okay?
Yes.
So that's fine. And your grammatical range and accuracy is about a band. Range is probably 8. Accuracy is 7.5. Okay. So let me give you a little bit more insight here, all right? So the first question I asked you, we covered that one. I said, what are some skills parents should teach their children? And you said, like many skills are important. We learn and adopt many skills as we observe them, our parents. That was good. I liked that kind of introduction. It was original. It was really you. You said, my parents taught me to manage my time and to read books daily. It was good. So your answer was clear. Your explanation was lacking, and that's common for a lot of candidates, even very high-level candidates. They don't really explain themselves clearly. So, you know, what does it mean? Like, why is time management a good skill? Why is that important? So I have become a punctual person, and I can manage many activities in my day, such as kids, school, work, and even investing. This has made me very successful. Okay, so time management, why is it that important, right? Why is time management a good skill to have? Because it allows us to be productive. Okay, do you know this word, productive?
Yes, increase the productivity, like while planning or scheduling something.
That, not something, but activities.
No, like
right?
I can, for example, I can give it like that.
Yeah, now, of course, but you know me, I'm always very picky with words like things or something,
Yes.
because they don't have
Yes.
value in communication, right? So it has to be a valuable noun. Okay, so focus on those explanations, and I think you can do that by slowing down a little bit. So once you give your answer, really in your head, take a moment and think, why is that? Why should I have good time management? Why should my parents teach me that? Right? And then you go, okay, well, because I can be productive, because I can do many different activities that benefit me in my day. Like what? Like going to the bank, like going to school, like going to work after school, like even pursuing some hobbies in the evening, reading books, right? So you realize that that's why it's useful, okay? And so that was kind of lacking in all 3 of your answers. That clear, really clear driven explanation. Okay.
Okay.
All right, but otherwise you're doing fantastic on Mall. So I'm always pushy. Even if you're a band 9, I'd still be picking at you. That's my job. Okay.
No, it's okay. It's really good to have someone tell you the mistakes.
Yeah, that's what I'm here to do. Okay, so and remember I said too that it's good to connect with part 2. So I was hoping that you would connect, but I didn't want to be like you have to do it. So you can say something like in this first question as well. Parents can teach practical skills. And you use that word practical in the next one, which was really good. Practical skills such as driving that I mentioned in part 2 or in the last part, which definitely help with success. Okay. Even if you just kind of throw it in as a last quick sentence, they can also teach practical skills like driving that I mentioned in part 2. Ooh, did you just connect your responses, your thoughts? Great. Let me give you an even better score. Okay, that really encourages the examiner and the IELTS to give you the maximum score because they're thinking, oh, this person's really thinking. Like they're not just talking to talk, but they're actually really thinking about what they're doing here. So, okay, let's do one repetition for this one, okay? So, what are some skills that parents should teach their children to be successful in life? Many skills are important to learn and adopt as we observe our parents. My parents have taught me time management and to read books, so I've become a punctual person and I can manage many activities in the day like kids, school, work, and even investing. This has made me successful, and also parents can teach practical skills like driving that I mentioned in part 2, which will help with success as well. What are some skills that parents should teach their children to be successful in life?
Like many skills are important, we learn and adopt many skills as we observe our parents. My parents taught me how to manage my time and to read books daily. I have become a more punctual person and I manage many activities in a day, such as school work, homework, and also having some hobbies on the side. It has made me very successful. As I mentioned before, my father taught me how to drive, which is quite handy.
Nice. Band 9. Easy band 9. Okay, so connected, so original, so visual, so genuine, so detailed. And that was a band 9. You can feel a band 9 when you give a band 9 answer. Okay, so that would be band 9 on all accounts. That would tick off every point that they're looking for with accuracy, range, grammar, fluency, pronunciation, vocabulary. So that's what you want to do. Okay.
Yes.
Just practice. It's in you, and I think you can do it. So I think you can get into that band 8 to band 9 range when you sit your IELTS. Okay, thank you so much for being patient. You're very welcome, Anmol. Have an awesome rest of your night, and I hope you get some good rest too. Okay.
You also have an awesome weekend.
Thank you. Bye, Anmol. Okay, that was Anmol. Anmol, 2 thumbs up. That was good. Yeah, she's got great fluency, Rohan. I agree. Okay, we have lots of volunteers now. I see that many people realize, oh, wait a second. I can just jump in there and talk to Adrian and do that? Sure. Shine Girl, I know that you have been really, really trying to get in there and you're in Uzbekistan. Let's see if I can connect with you. I connected with a few different people from Uzbekistan yesterday after the class, so hopefully we can establish a connection. By the way, students, iOS is a bit finicky, so if you're using an Apple device, nothing against Apple, I think Apple's a great company, but it's a bit tough, so but you never know. Try. Okay, Shine Girl, are you ready? Ready. Are you ready? Let's try again. We haven't really been able to connect in the past, but we'll give it a go. I'm always willing. I'm guessing you probably did some tweaking on your end. Okay, here we go. Hello, Shine Girl. Can you hear me? I just don't know what's going on your end of the call, Shine Girl. I'm not sure why you're not able to connect. I feel for you because I know you're really ambitious to try this. By the way, students, one positive news. So Shine Girl, one positive news. If you can book an IELTS speaking interview, if you've got the funds, we use Zoom for that, which is a little bit more forgiving when it comes to connections. So use that. And again, I just don't know why it won't work. Yesterday, I connected with like 3 or 4 different people from different cities in Uzbekistan. They were all from different places. So I don't know why on your end that's not working for you. Maybe use dad's computer or brother's, sister's computer if possible. Okay. All right. I know. I see the little sad face. Okay, again. Try something different, okay? And then we won't give up. Okay, let's see. So who else is in here? Peter. I got to reach out to Peter, see if Peter is available. I'll tell you why in a second. You're going to be surprised. Okay, Peter, are you ready? Yeah, we've been able to connect with everybody so far, so it's been pretty good. Let's see if Peter is available. Oh, I'm very curious to learn where Peter is. I'm in the toilet, sorry, teacher. Yeah, no toilet calls, no cars, no calls from cars either. So no toilet, no driving calls, please. Okay. All right, let's try somebody else. Let's try Kiran. Kiran, are you ready? Okay, let's see if Kiran is there. Shak, we're using aehelp.com for this interface. This is our website. Okay, so those of you who are just joining the chat, this is aehelp.com, and you need to create an account, free one, or not to join. Okay, Kiran, let's see what's going on. Here we go. All right. Hi, Kiran.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I am doing great. How are you, Kiran?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you.
And where are you, Kiran?
I am from southern part of India, a state called Andhra Pradesh,
Mm-hmm.
and
Sorry, is it
from
is it Uttar Pradesh?
no, it is Andhra Pradesh.
Andhra
It is
Pradesh.
located in south part of
Yeah,
India.
that's what I thought, because Uttar Pradesh is more north, but I was like, oh, it sounds so similar. Sounds, yeah, very close. Okay, got you. All right, and Kiran, why are you taking the IELTS exam?
I want to pursue my masters in the USA, so I need a English proficiency exam to show the university that I am proficient in English. So I'm
Yeah.
planning to take the IELTS exam.
Exactly, and IELTS doesn't just show your English skills; it also shows your thinking skills, like your skills for communication, for quick thinking, for critical thinking, and so they don't tell you that. A lot of people think that it's just English that they're looking for with the IELTS exam, but it's not true. They know that somebody who has like a band 7.5 or 8 on the IELTS also will most likely have good critical thinking, quick thinking skills, which are of course very important for graduate degrees like masters and PhDs. Okay. So there's more to it. Okay, good. Well, let me ask you a couple of part 3 questions, and then just the same as with Anmal, I'll give you some feedback after you've answered. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about life skills. All right. What new skills do you think may be important in the future?
I guess in the future it will be a different reality from what we have now because of the advancements in the technology. Like virtual reality and metaverse, it is really important to have a skills that are uh, associated with those technologies. For example, programming skills and logical thinking, which helps us to cope up with the ever-growing technology and the advancements.
Where can people learn advanced skills which are highly in demand by society?
There are many resources that are available over the internet. One has to All one has to do is to open their computer and connect it to the internet and have it google right.
I lost you there for a second. Can you just go back if you're connected and repeat?
All one has to do is to connect all one has to do is to open their computer and connect it to the internet and google it right away, so that they can have the abundant resources that they want to learn.
Can you elaborate on this?
uh, for example, if they want to learn about any new technology, they can head over to google and type free code camp or any other websites that they uh, help to uh, learn the required skills like programming or any other management techniques.
All right, I will stop you there for now and give you some feedback. Okay, so let me just get a bit organized here. Okay, that was not bad at all right. Practice. You're in the right place. You're doing the right
Yes,
steps.
this is my first ever speaking session.
And it's stressful. It's a little bit nerve-wracking. You have great English. You have very good vocabulary. Your vocabulary is an easy band 8, band 9. So I can tell that you use English a lot and you've read a lot in English and done a lot of work in English. So you have great vocabulary. You just need to build confidence. You need to learn the right strategies and practice them, and you'll get a great score. Just like Anmol, I think you guys are both on par for those very high band scores, like band 8 to band 9. So for you and Anmol both, I think a band 8 or even an 8.5 is not an impossible score. It's just adjusting a little bit. Currently, your score is more of a 7. Okay, you should get 7.5 easily. And I think I lost you again, your connectivity, but that's okay. Don't worry. I'll keep going here. Okay.
Yeah, it is fine.
All right, so I said, what new skills do you think may be important in the future? And you started a little bit slow. Like you said, I guess in the future, it will be a different reality from what we have now. It's nice natural English. And some people that are watching probably were thinking, oh, he's not being very fluent because he's not talking very fast. It's not true, actually. You were still very fluent. Do you know why? Even in the beginning, that's still considered fluent English. Do you know why?
I'm thinking for a logical example, or
Exactly. You're not thinking about English. You're not thinking about what word or how do I say the word or the grammar. But I can tell from the way that you're speaking, I can tell that you're thinking about your answer, not about the English. And that is okay. It's okay to speak slower or to stop speaking for a second to think about the answer. It's much better than giving a strange answer. Okay. So fluency isn't just about speaking fast, it's about speaking clearly, and that could be done slowly. So you started slower, but it was okay. It was still fluent. And then you actually, as you realized what you wanted to say with virtual reality and metaverse, you started to speed up, and that was totally fine because you used clear, accurate English grammar, intonation, enunciation. So you said advancements in technology like VR and metaverse, it is really important to have skills that are associated. That was really nice English. Okay. And you said programming skills and logic skills. Okay. What's your major in school? What are you learning?
I'm undergraduate in mechanical engineering
And
branch.
mechanical engineering. Why are you learning mechanical engineering?
I like to know about machines and the materials, the
Sure.
mechanics of materials.
Do you think that will be an important skill in the future?
I guess no, but
Yeah, it'll be an
I just
important skill,
realized.
right? So I think it's going to be an important skill. Use what you know, okay?
Oh,
So you can
okay.
use that in this answer. Programming skills, logic skills, engineering skills,
Hmm.
right?
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So don't forget what you're doing. And when we're stressed, when we're nervous, like this, you said this is your first time, so you're a bit nervous. That's when it's easy to forget the simple ideas that are in our life, right? So, and engineering skills. And now
Okay.
you can
Yes.
actually put in a really simple example, right? You can say, I'm learning mechanical engineering,
Hmm.
um, and I bet people in the future will control robots with VR. Okay, now you can say VR because you said virtual reality clearly earlier.
Hmm.
So you can shorten it to VR.
Yes.
Okay, so that would be your
And
band 9 answer.
also I can if it it is okay, like I can give an example about EVs, like the Tesla cars,
Yeah,
etc.
but you don't have to overdo it, right? And again, make sure to say the full word, so electric vehicle, and only use the acronym
Okay.
after, like EV. So don't say EV and VR because you might have a 65-year-old examiner that has no idea what an EV means, right? And they'll mark you low because they're not
Hmm.
clear, they don't understand, right? So use
Okay.
information from your own life, okay? Picture it, practice, and then you'll get some better ideas so that you can have clarity and fluency. Let me repeat the question, repeat the answer, and then copy the answer after I'm done. Anmol did a really good job before you. What she did really well, I'm not sure if she's really listening still, but she listened to the meaning of the answer, not so much like each word. And
Hmm.
you have good English, so you don't need to repeat exactly the same words that I'm using. It's more important just to repeat the content, so the information of what I'm saying, okay?
Okay.
So here we go. What new skills do you think may be important in the future? Well, I guess in the future, it will be a different reality from what we have now because of the advancements in technology, like virtual reality and the metaverse. So it's important to have skills that are associated, programming skills, logic skills, and engineering skills. I'm actually learning mechanical engineering, and I bet people in the future will control robots with VR. What new skills do you think may be important in the future?
I guess in the future it will be a different reality from what we have now. For example, uh, with the advancement of the technology, we have new variety of technologies like VR, that is virtual reality, and metaverse. I think it is really important to have skills that are associated with these things, and like the programming skills, the logical skills, and also the engineering skills. Uh, Actually, I am learning mechanical engineering, and I am a final year. Uh, I am in my final year, and I personally believe that people in the future will be able to control the robots using these technologies. For example, the virtual reality.
Very good. Much, much better. Okay. So that was close to a band 9. The only danger that you have with that answer is it's really long. So they might interrupt you when you give a really long example like that. So your example was good. It was the right example. You just have to shorten it. Okay. So don't say, like, I'm in my bachelor and, it was too long. And don't say, for example. Just keep
Okay.
it short. I'm learning mechanical engineering. I think this will be useful to have VR controlled robots in the future. Okay, so keep it
Okay.
shorter. Keep that. keep that example short and quick, so that it gives clarity, but the examiner doesn't interrupt you when you're giving that example. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, good. Otherwise, fantastic. Did you feel how that was a clear answer about skills for
Yes.
the future with good explanation example? That's what you want to do. Okay, so keep practicing that, and you will get a great band score. Okay.
Okay.
All right, keep it up. Really good. Okay, Kiran, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for
Yes, sir.
now.
Thank
Have a
you.
good weekend. All right. Give Kiran a thumbs up. I'm not sure if anybody gave Anmal a thumbs up as well, but they're doing really great. And Kiran, as he explained, it's stressful, right? You want to really, encourage each other to do this, to perform well. All right. I know that Gurnur is really excited to speak because Gurnur did not have a chance yesterday, or not yesterday. Was it yesterday? Maybe yesterday. We had a couple of issues, or actually was on Thursday, right? Yeah, and there's Gurnur. Today, could you give me a chance, please? Sure, Gurnur. See, I recall names and instances. Are you ready? So let's reach out to Gurnur and then redeem the situation from earlier in the week. All right, here we go. Thanks for the thumbs up, Simran and Rashika Amrit. I see those now. That's great. All right, Gurnur, I am here, but I cannot hear you. So in this case, Gurnur, are you there? I can actually hear something. Oh, I hear something.
Hello.
Hi, Gurnur. There you are.
Hello.
I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Hi, sir. How are you?
I am doing good. Thank you, Gurnur. Gurnur, can you speak a little bit louder? It sounds like you're a little bit far away.
Yes, it's
Gurnur, I think our connection isn't the greatest. Is there some way that you can
I'm
improve your
trying.
connection? If you have any other websites or software running through the internet, try to maybe stop them, mute YouTube. Okay. All right, Gurnur, are you ready? All right, Gurnur, I don't think it will work with this quality of a connection. It's just going to be too frustrating. So yeah, you said I'm ready like 20 seconds after I asked you, so I'm not sure if this will work. Let me ask you a question, Gurnur. Where are you right now in the world? Yeah, Gurnur, I think our connection is too delayed, so there's a long lag.
northern part of India.
Southern part of
In
India, yeah.
Jalandhar.
Okay, Gurnur, we're too far apart. It's not going to work this way. So let's try again next time. Try to have a better connection. So maybe go to like an internet cafe or somewhere where they have better Wi-Fi, and then we'll connect. Okay. Hopefully Gurnur got that. Okay, Gurnur, like I said, go to a better Wi-Fi hotspot next time, okay? And then we'll connect again. I promise that I will try with you again. Just make sure to go to a place with better Wi-Fi, okay? So we have more clarity. All right. Okay, let's take somebody from the bottom of the list. You know, sometimes I think people at the bottom here think that they never get a chance, and Vinod is hanging out at the bottom here. But Vinod says, I have butterflies in my stomach, though I can give it a shot. Okay, Vinod, are you ready? Yeah. Butterflies are okay. One way to get those butterflies out of the stomach: one, surgery. No, don't do that. Two, practice. Right? Okay. All right, Vinod, here we go. Hi, Vinod.
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
I am doing great. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely great, thank you.
How are those butterflies?
Well, they are still here, though trying to get rid of them.
Okay. All right. Good for you. The best way to do it is just to practice, right? There's an expression in English. We say it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. Have you heard this before?
I think so, but I surely don't know the meaning or in
Yeah.
which context.
I'll type it up here for everybody because I think it's a good message for everyone. We say it's like ripping off. It might be a North American expression. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. So a Band-Aid is, when you have a cut or a scrape, you put a little tape on it. It's basically a medical tape to keep it from bleeding. We commonly call that a Band-Aid. And if you try to take it off slowly, it's very painful and it lasts a long time, right?
Yeah.
So what people like to do is instead of taking it off slowly, they just go and take it off really fast. It's painful, but it's quick. And that's kind of the same with practicing speaking and public speaking and speaking in English. It's best to just do it. Just get in there, volunteer, get rid of those butterflies, right? So it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. Do it quick, get it done.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm saying that, everyone, is it's just like practicing speaking. So speak English every day without worrying. One of the reasons children, like little kids, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, one of the reasons they learn languages super fast, of course, one is that they have their brain is kind of special at that age, but there is another reason. The other reason why 2- and 3-year-olds learn languages so fast is because they don't worry. So kids will say anything they want. And if you have little kids around, you know that they just like, what did you say? So they say whatever they want, and that's a good trick to learn English. Okay, all right. First question: where are you in the world right now, Vinod?
I'm in India, in the state called Maharashtra.
Maharashtra, yes, I've heard of it. Absolutely. And why are you taking the IELTS exam?
Well, I'm not really taking an IELTS exam, but I've been recently watching your videos before actually booking the test. So I think I should be really prepared for it and check what are my capabilities before really booking the test. And so I'm rethinking about and pondering about this. And in future, maybe I will give a test in a month or two.
Good for you. Yeah, that's very smart. Preparation is the key to success. That's very well known. So yeah, you're taking the right steps. In fact, I always tell people that even if you have good English skills, because I can hear that you have very nice, clean, clear English, even with good English, you definitely want to spend at least 6 weeks to a month preparing for the IELTS exam, understanding the format, understanding the requirements, and making adjustments to maximize your score, right? Why not, right? Yeah. So smart. Okay, well, let me help you with that. I will ask you some questions, give me some answers, and always think answer, explanation, example. So answer, because, and this is how you can see it in the world. So answer, explanation, example, and then I'll give you feedback afterwards. Sound good?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You can go for it.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. So let's talk about setting goals. Why is it important to set goals in life?
Well, I think it is important to set goals in life because one cannot, go with like I can really put this example or the story that I know, like the one person was riding a horse and the other one asked him, where are you going? Like, I mean, where this road goes? And the horseman said, I don't know wherever the horse will take me. So it's really important to be sure about purpose in your life and where you are actually now and where you want to get in the future. or so that's the reason people set up long-term and short-term goals. And I personally have goals like this, like maybe getting into good university and then getting a good job and then get married are some of the general examples of what type of goals people usually have in their life.
What are the best ways to set these goals so people can remember them?
I think so. It is a really good way to note them down and to make a to-do list. Like it is a really good way and an effective way to, uh, you know, a kind of uh, make a note of your progress and how much you have developed so far. And like this, you can also feel proud of yourself, like I'm doing better than what I was yesterday. And I used to do that a lot in my exam time, so that just to make a note of how much I have covered so far and how much syllabus is remaining. So that's what I can suggest of like making a to-do list and writing it down or jotting it down in your journal.
Why are some people not able to achieve the goals that they set for themselves?
I would really like to quote of the Stephen Hawking what he said. Like he's a famous scientist and a great genius. Like he was a cosmologist and also the great person. So he stated that it is really of the free will or the will that determine your success or the achievements of the goals that you are the goals that you set in life. So I personally think don't set a good goals. Like it is always about taking a first step and then doing it by step and step, and that's how it makes the whole chain of the successes and the milestones, and then you will get a big achievement. So people usually have a high kind of expectation from their goals, or they really get disappointed after one or two failures and they never give it a go again, and they just think so how they can get rid of them.
Okay, that is the end of part 3. That concludes the speaking portion of the exam. You will have your mark in 2 days online, and you will have your official certificate with the other sections in the mail in about 10 days. Goodbye. Don't go anywhere. That's just the way that they finish. Okay, so don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to give you some feedback. All right, Vinod. Good and the bad. Good and the bad. The good first. Like I said, I think you have great English skills. You sound, I mean, if I didn't know that you were in India, you sound like you have kind of a British accent of sorts. Did you live in an English-speaking country?
No, I was trying to get a British accent long ago, and I did an experiment, and that might be the reason why I probably have it now.
Cool. Right on. Good for you. You sound kind of British, for sure. All right, that was good. The one word that was a little bit awkward for me, that was a common word where I was like, is it though? Was horse. I'm not sure. I haven't really heard too many Brits pronounce the word horse, but perhaps. So that was good. I would say that would be like a band 7. And Amrit says 7.5, but I'm not sure, Amrit, if that would reach a 7.5. It might. Ideally, Vinod, you should be getting close to a 9, if not a 9. So you should be aiming for an 8.59 with your level of English. You have lots of words, lots of ideas, but you definitely need to improve your communicative style a bit to get to that, what's called expert level of the English user. Let me tell you how and why. You're making some common mistakes that a lot of students make, okay? Let me break it down for you. First of all, my advice to you, my tip, is slow down a bit, think about your answers a little bit more, stick more to the structure of answer, explanation, example. Avoid referencing historical figures. It's not necessary, especially on the IELTS. You can get a band 9 without quoting a famous scientist or cosmologist. It's not absolutely necessary, and sometimes it can become more confusing than not. So be careful about that, okay? All right, so I said, why is it important to set goals in life? And you said, well, I think one cannot go without setting goals. And then you said, I can really put this into an example of a person riding a horse When asked, where are you going? The person responded, wherever the horse will take me. I thought that was really clever to use that kind of direct quote or a quotation type, direct speech. To show your grammatical range, but I didn't really like the example. It was kind of like, okay, so now you want me to understand your analogy here, but analogies can be quite confusing, especially in this type of situation where we're talking to a stranger. Does that make sense, Vinod?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so don't really put analogies like this in there. I personally would stay away from it. Okay, I think it's trying to over impress the examiner, and it can lead to confusion. And if they feel like you're not being coherent with it, then it will hurt your mark. Okay, and later you switched and you said a personal example. You said I personally have goals like this, maybe getting into a good university. Okay. Simplify. So simple is beautiful. Okay, good communication is built on the foundation of simplicity, simple thoughts, right? Let me ask you this one more time, and all I want you to do here is just give me very simple reasons, one word, 2-word answers. Why is it important to set goals in life?
Maybe, to achieve something big, like it's a really first steps to put it into
Okay,
small things.
stop. Don't over explain. So to achieve big accomplishments, right?
Yeah.
Like what?
Maybe a success, fame, or money.
Okay, invent millions of, earn millions of dollars, invent nuclear fusion. Right? Let's say, as examples, okay? Another really important tip, Vinod, and this is for everybody listening right now as well, is use affirmative language. Affirmative language is very important for good communication, Vinod. Oftentimes in your answers, you're using very kind of weak subjective language like maybe, could be, might have, possibly, and that kind of language shows a lack of confidence in the information that we're giving to our audience. Okay, confidence is key. Okay, people really are motivated and drawn to confident styles of speaking. So you must take out all of these kinds of modal maybes, could be's, would be's from your responses, okay? So use affirmative language. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so when I ask you, why is it important to set goals in life? To have big accomplishments. Why else is it important to have goals in life? Keep it simple. If I ask, I ask 10 people, if I run out on the street right now and I do an interview with 10 people and I say, why is it important to set a goal? What do you think many of them will answer? So some of them might say, well, to have a big accomplishment, like to get a PhD or to earn millions of dollars, to invent, nuclear fusion. What else might somebody say? Or many of these people?
Maybe to get milestones.
Yeah, keep it simple. When you're thinking about humans, think about tangibles, like what you're saying, but also think about the intangibles of humanity, such as emotions, right? So I would say to be happy, to be successful.
Oh, yeah. Yes, like there are relationship goals, to get a good partner.
Okay. Yeah. Think about yourself, right? You want to have good friendships. You want to get into a good university, and you know that you need to set certain goals, like to find a life partner or to even have a good friend. You have to set a goal, like meeting them on the weekend for a cup of coffee and discovering, or a cup of tea and discovering what they did during the week to, build that relationship, right? So goal setting is extremely important for many aspects of life. So simple thoughts, right? So what you need to work on, Vinod, is not your English. Your English is fine. There's nothing wrong with your English. It's a band 9. You need to work on content and structuring and building that content in a simple and elegant way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this question one more time. Now give me a full sentence answer. Do not give me the example of the person riding the horse, okay? Instead, give me just some simple answers, explanations, and a simple, smooth example, okay? So one more time. Why is it important to set goals in life?
Well, I think the one cannot go without a goal setting because it's an important part of achieving something big. Like many people have their goals of having a good relationship with their friends and maybe find a new partner and to be successful in a life to earn millions of dollars. So that's and it can be really achieved by taking a small steps at the time. So that's why the people set goals in their life and want to achieve the more in their life.
Much better, much more clarity on what you're actually telling me now, okay? Did you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the kind of answer that the IELTS examiner is looking for that band 8, 9 caliber response. Okay, and you can throw in a smooth example. So if you can't feel the end of your answer, if you're like, where am I going with this? Where's the period? Where's the end of my thought? As soon as you have that feeling, switch to a quick, smooth example. This is why I set the goal to do university in Canada, and I'm learning English right now, doing this exam, right? And then you're done.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll stop there, Vinod, for now. I think that's lots of food for thought. There's another expression, food for thought. It's information to adopt and think about. Keep up the good work, Vinod. I can tell that you're a very studious person. You study lots, and that will pay off. I'm sure you will be very successful in life. So keep it simple, okay?
Yeah, thank you very much for, yeah.
You're very welcome, Vinod. Have a great rest of your weekend in Maharashtra.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Bye. Okay, that was Vinod. Amrit, I see that you've sent me a super chat donation. That's very kind of you. Yes, we did that face-to-face interview, and I'm glad that was really helpful for you. I know you got the recording and everything. What Amrita is talking about is that we can do a full IELTS speaking interview with students. You can book a full practice interview with that yellow button that's just way above my head there. And then you get a recording of that. So full interview, not just a few questions, but part 1, part 2, part 3, full feedback. Yeah, it's very useful. Amrit, thanks for mentioning that. I appreciate you for that. Okay, students, that's it for today's class. Great work, everyone, in this class and the last one. Ghazi, great work. Anmal, Joel from Portugal, if I'm remembering the name correctly, Vinod just now. So we've had a lot of fantastic volunteers in the classes today. That was awesome, everybody. Just a quick FYI, we will have some free speaking on an awesome new platform called Lighthall. Lighthall is a great new platform for learning. Check that out right there. Here's another link right here for Lighthall there for you. So take a look at that and join in on the classes there. That'll be well worth it for later in June. We will have more classes starting on the 9th on YouTube. Okay, so this is our schedule here. I will post this on our YouTube community post. So subscribe to our channel, click that bell button, get notified of our new videos, our live classes, and our schedules. And yeah, we help so many students to get ready for IELTS each and every day, and we love it. We love to hear your success stories. So visit us at aehelp.com for academic IELTS, glshelp.com for general IELTS. Don't forget to use the discount code CARS20 for that 20% discount. And I will see you on Thursday. Have a lovely rest of your weekend, everybody. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from Victoria for now. Much love to all of you, wherever you are in the world today. Bye.